Hi, just a quick update on the index liquidity and where this recent bumps come from. So I'm just looking here. I've got the SPX index up. It's open during lit hours. It's the biggest option exchange in the world, and so it's where all the big guys go to play. We can see that we've come through this very heavy selling here period. We had a couple of selling periods, and then we've gone into, from a topping market, we've gone into a bull market. It's started to thin out, but we can see that this is starting to point back down into going into a bull market again. We've had a little bit of hesitancy for a while, but now that we're through the July quarter and we've had these buy periods again, so this is the end of the July quarter, and the changeover here is the swapping of options. So let's just have a quick look here. This is the time layer. Thickest line is the closest to the surface liquidity. It's just looking at the previous, or normalized against the previous 15 periods. So here I'm on a 3 hour, so it looks back at the 15 periods, a bit like a moving average. Then I've got a normalization of the last 3 weeks. This is a regular liquidity, it just irons out the different days of the week and the buying strength. And then down below here, I've got groups, and this is a regular liquidity again, and we have set groups here that we offer. We're constantly building some more to give you a collation of the biggest players. So this is the Mag 7 here, and they sway the market a lot too. And so we can see here we had a changeover. We had some selling going into the end of July, then we had a whole lot of buying, and then this can be seen through this period as more buying's happened. And then the SPX has actually had more bumps than the MAG. So we can see that the MAG really started to take over here. If we just zoom down and have a look at this recent buying, you can see that the MAG started to slip and has bought harder and harder into this event. There was a little bit of a buy there in the dip. We can see there was a buy here through this dip, and then it's really taken off. If we went into the 2 minutes, we can see here in the big boys, we could have just stayed long the whole day. And actually the charging event on Wednesday was really substantial. We can see here that nearly all of the buying lines, we can see here's another one, all of the buying lines were long, and then it topped out for a little bit at the open today, waiting for some news coming through, and then it's really been short the whole time. But I wouldn't have got out of a trade for any of these tops. None of them were particularly nasty in that sort of time period. Yeah, there's probably one little bit here that looked a little bit sideways. Maybe you would have got out and you would have been happy for the day, but it's been really good trading. If we just had a look at the SPY, it wasn't so good for the retail. Retail's been much more sideways and worrying than the SPIX has. Underneath, obviously, we've still got the Mag 7. We'll close those up. There was a couple of good buy periods, but they're nothing like the strength of the initial buy periods that we had seen during the week. The Qs, retail again, yeah, look, they've been pretty strong. They had a bit of a flat period during the middle of the day. They definitely didn't pick up this same as early, this same drive that we saw from the SPIX. If we go and have a look at IWM definitely picked it up, and it stayed underneath, well out of the red most of the time. These red periods are opens and closes, and you really have to reset after an open and close when the global futures markets have their half an hour changeover. So I would say all markets are pretty long at the moment. You have a good end to your week's trading, and I'll give you an update. I comment on earnings during the week, having a look at liquidity. There's great earnings this week, and please follow me if you want to pick up some good earnings tips and also to learn to trade with liquidity. Thank you very much.